Welcome friends. Yesterday we have studied about structure of TS of anther. In this it consists of epidermis, endothecium, middle layers, tapetum. Epidermis is the outermost layer which is protective in function. It is made up of tubular cells. This is epidermis. This epidermis, it is made up of tubular cell. Inner to the epidermis there is presence of endothecium. This endothecium, it is subepidermal layer made up of radially elongated cell with fibrous thickenings. Inner to this endothecium there are 2 to 3 middle layers present. Then innermost layer known as tapetum, which is made up of sporogenous tissue, and it is nutritive layer which provides nourishment for the developing pollen tetrad. So this is the structure of TS of anther. Today we will study about microsporogenesis. First of all, what is the definition of microsporogenesis? Each microspore mother cell divides meiotically to form tetrad of haploid microspores or pollen grain. So this microspore mother cell, it divides meiotically. Meiosis is a process in that there is reduction of the cell takes place, or diploid set of chromosome number it reduced to half. So this microspore mother cell, there is division takes place, it is diploid in nature, and due to that division there is formation of linear tetrad of haploid microspore. 4 haploid microspores these are formed. That's why it is called as tetrad, or also called as pollen grains. If you observe the structure of this microspore or pollen grain, you will find that this microspore or pollen grain, it is somewhat rounded or spherical in nature. It is non-motile in nature. It cannot move from one place to another place. During act of pollination only it will transfer with the help of pollinating agencies. It is haploid in nature, only single set of chromosome number is present, and body of this pollen grain, it is unicellular with single nucleus. So single centrally placed nucleus it is present, and it is surrounded by cell cytoplasm. Actually this is 2 cell stage of the pollen grain, but if you observe the single stage, in that only single nucleus centrally placed it is present, and it is surrounded by cell cytoplasm. So this pollen grain, it has 2 layered wall called as sporoderm. Outer layer of this sporoderm called as exine. Exine, it is rough in nature and thick walled. In case of insect pollinated plants, it may be spiny in nature. Inner to the exine there is intine is present. This intine, it is thin walled and smooth in nature. Outer exine, it is made up of chemical substance, complex chemical substance, that is sporopollenin. That's why it is non biodegradable. and it protects from mechanical damages. It may be smooth or with sculptured pattern. It is resistant to chemicals due to the presence of this sporopollenin. There is no effect of any chemical on this pollen grain due to the presence of this sporopollenin substance. At some places this exine it is interrupted. That portion it is called as aperture or the germ pore. In the diagram you can see there are 3 germ pores are present. In case of dicot plant, this pollen grain it is triporate because there are 3 germ pores these are present. In case of monocot it is uniporate, that is single germ pore it is present. Inner to the exine this intine is present. This intine it is smooth in nature, and the chemical composition of this intine, that is cellulose and pectin. It is made up of cellulose and pectin. So during act of pollination, this pollen grain it is transferred on the wall of the stigma, and here the volume of this pollen grain it will increase in size and it will burst in the form of tube like structure. So this tube like structure it is formed from this germ pore called as pollen tube. Pollen tube it will form through this aperture or the germ pore. So this is about the structure of pollen grain. It consists of exine, which is rough in nature, and it consists of chemical substance sporopollenin. That's why it is non-biodegradable, and it protects from mechanical damages. Inner intine it is smooth in nature, chemical composition that is cellulose and pectin. Inner to the intine cell cytoplasm is present, and centrally placed nucleus it is present. Haploid nucleus it is present in the center. So this is the structure of typical pollen grain, or also called as microspore. Then come to the development of male gametophyte. For the development of male gametophyte, initial cell it is required, that is pollen grain. So pollen grain is the initial cell of development of male gametophyte. So in the diagram, that is in exine, intine, cytoplasm, and this is nucleus. This pollen grain it undergoes first mitotic division to produce 2 bigger cell. It produces bigger naked vegetative cell and smaller thin walled generative cell. So this development of this male gametophyte it will takes place in 2 stages: before pollination in the pollen sac and after pollination on the stigma. So this 2 cell stage it is present in the pollen sac. After pollination, when pollen grain germinate on the wall of the stigma, then other development takes place on the wall of the stigma. So at this 2 cell stage, this vegetative cell it consists of, it is rich in food and having irregular shaped nucleus. The generative cell it float in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. The second mitotic division it takes place with this generative cell only, and it gives rises to motile gametes. In the diagram, this is the generative cell, this generative cell divide mitotically. There is formation of two male gametes. So after pollination on the stigma, this pollen grain germinate on the wall of the stigma, and it imbibe the sugary substance from the wall of the stigma, and the volume of this pollen grain increases in size. After that, this pollen grain, it exert pressure on the wall of the intine, and it will burst in the form of tube like structure called as pollen tube. So this pollen tube, it will form from this germ pore, and it will reaches toward the ovule through this style, and these two male gametes, they will migrate in the pollen tube, and tube nucleus also migrate in the pollen tube. So this is the development of the male gametophyte. In this, pollen grain is the initial cell of the development of the male gametophyte. This pollen grain divide mitotically. There is formation of two cell, that is vegetative cell and generative cell. Vegetative cell is the larger cell, generative cell is the smaller cell. This generative cell, it is easily float in the vegetative cell. Later on, this generative cell, it is divide mitotically, it form two male gametes. This development takes place on the pollen sac, in the pollen sac. After pollination, this development takes place on the wall of the stigma, and there is formation of pollen tube, and two male gametes, they will migrate in the pollen tube. So this is the development of the male gametophyte. Then come to the female reproductive whorl. You know that female reproductive whorl of the flower is the innermost whorl. If you observe the typical structure of the flower, it consists of calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So this gynoecium is the innermost whorl, or also called as female reproductive whorl. Member of gynoecium are called as pistil. This gynoecium, it consists of ovary, style and stigma, or stigma, style and ovary. Ovary, it is generally oval in shape. It produces ovules. Style, it is filamentous in nature, and stigma, it is receptive in nature because it consists of sugary substance present on the wall of the stigma. So it helps in the pollination purpose. Pollen grain, it is stick up on the wall of the stigma, and it is germinated on the wall of the stigma. So in the structure, individual member of gynoecium is called as carpel, or also called as megasporophyll. A flower with many carpel is called as apocarpus. Example is Michelia. Flower with many carpel, more than one carpel it is present in the flower, then it is, and all these carpels are free. Free carpel condition are called as apocarpus. Whereas in syncarpus flower, many carpels fuse together. Example is brinjal. Fuse condition of the flower, fuse condition of the carpel are called as syncarpus flower, and free carpel condition is called as apocarpus flower. These are the two conditions of the flower. Then come to the structure of the anatropous ovule. This ovule is an integumented part. This ovule, it represents female gametophyte. Each ovule develops inside the ovary and is attached to the small part called as placenta. This is placenta. Stalk of the ovule are called as funicle. So this ovule, it is divided, or it will consist into two parts, that is stalk and the body. Stalk of the ovule are called as stalk of the ovule is called as funicle, and body of the ovule, it consists of nucellus, integuments, embryo sac, this is chalazal part, micropylar part. The place of attachment of funicle with the main part of the body is called as hilum. Where this funicle, it is attached with the body of the ovule, is called as hilum. In angiosperm, the most common type of ovule is anatropous ovule. This anatropous ovule, in which micropyle chalaza is present in a straight direction. Micropyle, nucellus and chalaza, it is present in one straight line and it is perpendicular to the hilum or stalk of the ovule. That's why it is called as anatropous ovule. The ovule consists of central parenchymatous tissue called as nucellus. This is nucellus, usually by two protective covering called as integuments, that is outer integument and inner integument. That's why the ovule is called as bitegmic type of ovule, because it's protected with the two integuments. So these integuments, it provides protection for the developing embryo sac. This nucellus, it is made up of parenchymatous tissue. It is present inside the inner integument. Both these integument, they are starting from this chalazal region and covering whole body of the ovule, except at the terminal portion there is opening is formed with the help of these two integument called as micropyle. This is micropylar region and this is chalaza, it is called as chalazal region. In the center there is embryo sac, it is present. It is oval in shape. This embryo sac, towards chalazal end, three cells are present, are called as antipodal cell. They degenerate after fertilization. Three cells, these are present toward the micropylar region. In the center there is haploid egg cell is there and two filiform synergids are there. In the center there is secondary nucleus is present. Two polar nuclei, they fuse together and form secondary nuclei. So this secondary nuclei helps in the double fertilization. So first, for two male gametes which are present in the pollen tube, one male gamete fuses with the egg cell. Here there is fertilization takes place. Male gamete and egg cell fuses together, there is formation of diploid zygote, and one male gamete fuses with the secondary nucleus, there is triple fusion takes place and there is formation of triploid endosperm. That's why it is called as polygonum type. So there is 7 cell and 8 nuclei, these are formed. These are 7 cell and 8 nuclear stages form. That's why it is a polygonum type of embryo sac. So this placenta, it provides nourishment for the developing ovule. Funicle is the stalk of the ovule. It gives protection as well as conduction purpose. Hilum is the point of attachment. These two integuments, outer and inner integument, it gives protection to the developing ovule. Then nucellus, it is made up of parenchymatous cell. It plays an important role in the formation of embryo sac, and embryo sac, it represents female gametophyte. It consists of secondary nucleus, 3 antipodal cell toward chalazal region, 3 cell, of that 2 are synergid, and 1 egg cell, it is present toward the micropylar region. So this is about the structure of anatropous ovule. Then next one, it is megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis, it is the process of formation of haploid megaspore from diploid megaspore mother cell. In the diagram, this is megaspore mother cell. This is diploid in nature. With the help of this diploid megaspore mother cell, there is formation of haploid megaspore. These are the haploid megaspores. Again, there is meiosis takes place. With the help of this meiosis, megaspore mother cell, it is divided into diploid megaspore mother cell divided into haploid megaspores. Then come to the development of the female gametophyte. For the development of female gametophyte, there is a requirement of this megaspore mother cell. This megaspore mother cell, it is the initial cell of development of female gametophyte. This megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis, that is reduction cell division takes place, and there is formation of 4 haploid megaspores. These are the linear haploid megaspores. These are formed. Of that 4 megaspore, 3 megaspores will degenerate and only 1 remain functional. In the diagram, these are the 3 megaspore. On uppermost side, it will degenerate and only 1 remain as functional megaspore. This is haploid megaspore. There is nourishment takes place from the nucellus, and there is mitosis takes place. There are 3 mitotic divisions. Of that, first mitosis takes place. This megaspore undergoes mitosis. There is formation of 2 nuclei. From single nuclei, there is formation of 2 nuclei. These 2 nuclei again undergoes second mitosis. There is formation of 2 nuclei toward chalazal end and 2 nuclei towards micropylar end. Again, third mitosis takes place. Of that 2 nuclei towards chalazal end, they divide mitotically. From that 2 nuclei, there is formation of 4 nuclei toward chalazal end, and these 2 nuclei, these are present in the micropylar region, undergoes mitosis. From that, there is formation of 4 nuclei toward micropylar end. So after that, from that chalazal end, 1 nuclei coming in the center, and from micropylar region, 1 nuclei coming in the center. They form 2 polar nuclei, or they fuse together called as secondary nuclei. 3 cells remain as it is toward chalazal end. These are called as antipodal cells or antipodals. They will degenerate after fertilization. And 3 cells, these are formed towards micropylar region. Of that central, it is egg cell or female gamete. This female gamete or egg cell, it fuses with the male gamete and formation of zygote in the fertilization. And these are the two synergids. It consists of filiform apparatus. That two synergids, it play an important role for the attracting pollen tube. These two polar nuclei or secondary nuclei, it fuses with the second male gamete and it form triploid endosperm. So this is the mature embryo sac. In that 3 cells present toward the chalazal region, 3 cells present toward the micropylar region. In the center there is single cell is there. It represents two polar nuclei or also called as secondary nuclei. So this female gametophyte or embryo sac, it represents 7 cell and 8 nuclear stage. These are the 7 cell and 8 nuclei because 2 nuclei present in the center, 3 nuclei toward chalazal end, 3 nuclei toward the micropylar end. In the center there are 2 nuclei fused together called as polar nuclei or secondary nuclei. That's why this is 7 celled and 8 nucleate stage, and from that polygonum type of embryo sac it is formed. So this megaspore mother cell, it undergoes division, meiosis takes place, linear tetrad of haploid cells, these are formed called as megaspore. This megaspore abort, these upper 3 megaspore it will abort and lowest one remain as functional. It acts as the first cell of female gametophyte. Generally 1 megaspore toward the center is functional megaspore. It is in fact the first cell of female gametophyte. It undergoes 3 mitotic divisions. Thus total 8 nuclei these are formed, 4 of which are located at each pole. 1 nucleus from each pole migrate toward the center and are called as polar nuclei. 3 nuclei toward micropylar end constitute egg apparatus. It consists of large central haploid egg cell and 2 supporting haploid synergids. Synergid shows hair-like projections called as filiform apparatus which guide the pollen tube toward the egg. Antipodal cells are a group of 3 cells present at the chalazal end. The 2 haploid polar nuclei of large central cell fuse to form diploid secondary nucleus or definitive nucleus just prior to fertilization. This 7 celled and 8 nucleated structure is called an embryo sac. This method of embryo sac development from a single megaspore is described as monosporic development. In case of angiosperm, the development of female gametophyte is endosporous, that is within the spore, and female gametophyte is colorless.